Namaste, my name is Gayatri and I'm going to be talking a little bit about who are you? Who are you in essence? But before we begin, we're going to start with a little bit of kirtan. Kirtan meditation is a wonderful way to set up our consciousness so that we're in the right consciousness to listen to spiritual wisdom. Kirtan is a cleansing or a purifying of the heart and mind. So it cleanses away any contamination around our hearts and minds, so allow us to get insight into spiritual wisdom. So we're going to sing the mantra Gauranga. I'll sing it through 3 times and you sing it back to me. Then I sing it to you, you sing it back to me. And just try to immerse yourself in the mantras. Try to fill your mind with this wonderful mantra, Gauranga. So in the last 2 videos, I spoke on, the first one I spoke on was how you're not the body. And the second one, we talked a lot about the mind, how we're not the mind. And this one I thought, well, okay, we've got this far now. I am not the body, I am not the mind. Then who am I? Who actually am I in essence? And so I'm going to explain to you who we actually are, and I'm going to read out some quotes from the Vedas as well. So, I am actually an eternal spiritual being, temporarily residing within this material body and mind. The authoritative yoga sacred texts and self-realized yoga spiritual masters have concluded the following. I am a life particle, an Atma, spirit. I, the Atma, am an effulgent, dazzling, infinitesimal ray of transcendental light emanating from the original cause. Just as an individual ray of sunshine emanates from the sun globe. I am not my physical body. I am not my mind. Rather, both my body and mind are like garments that I, the Atma, the spirit, am temporarily wearing. So I am actually encased in two bodies. I am the spiritual being, and I am covered by a subtle material body of the mind. And then over the top of that is the gross physical body, made of earth, water, fire, air and ether. But my mind is still a material body. It's just made of more subtle material elements that I can't see with my physical eyes. But the mind is actually made of mind, intelligence and false ego. They're the elements making up mind. So it's described in the Vedas that I'm wearing undergarments, the mind, and then I'm wearing the outer garments, this physical body. The life particle, or Atma, is atomic in size and can be perceived by perfect intelligence. This atomic self is floating in the 5 kinds of air and is situated within the heart and spreads its influence all over the body of the embodied living being. And this is from the ancient yoga text, the Mundaka Upanishad. So according to yoga, the person, the Atma, the spirit soul or the self, is residing within the region of the heart, and that life force or that chi or prana is spread throughout the whole body through a vast network of nadis or subtle nerve channels, and this is what makes our body completely conscious in every part. The fact that this life force emanating from the spirit soul is carried through these different nadis to every part of the body. As innumerable sparks emanate from a fire, so all the individual spirit souls, the Atmas, with their particular characteristics, emanate from the original cause. And that's from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The Atma is part and parcel of the original cause, just as a shining ray, molecular particle of sunshine, is part and parcel of the sun itself. So it's described that the original cause is like the sun globe, and we, the living entities, are like the rays from the sun globe. So we're a part and parcel of that sun globe. We're not the sun globe, but we're a part and parcel. We're emanating from that sun globe. So that's who we actually are. We are actually spiritual in essence, a life particle, and we are part and parcel of the Supreme Soul or the original cause. That's who we are in essence. So the yogi meditates. I am the eternal Atma. Although my body will die, I will never die. This is a very profound statement. It's telling us that we, the individual living entity, the spirit soul, are going to be existing whether we're in a body or we're out of the body. So they meditate upon this, so they get to fully realize their eternality. I am the eternal Atma. Although my body will die, I will never die. Now I'd like you to close your eyes now and meditate upon these words. This is a very ancient yoga mantra. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit, not matter. I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am the eternal spirit soul. I am the eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. I'm only temporarily in a material body. The body is temporary, but I am eternal. Aham Brahmasmi. So when our hearts and minds and intelligence are purified through the cultivation of wisdom and spiritual love, we realize and we understand that we are the Atma present within this body. And it's only due to the presence of the Atma in this body that this body is living. When the spiritual being leaves this body, it's a dead body. There's no consciousness. Consciousness is actually the symptom of the soul. And that attractiveness that is there within the body, when we're attracted to other people, aren't we? You know, we're attracted to other living entities, other people, but we're actually attracted to that living entity. That a living entity or that spirit soul is the attractive part of that person, that body. It's not the body that's actually attractive, it's the spiritual being within, because when that spiritual being leaves the body's not very attractive anymore. So when we understand who we are in essence, that we are spiritual in essence, we can understand that no matter how hard we try to satisfy this body and mind, we are not going to be happy. We are the eternal spirit soul within, a completely different energy. We're made from spiritual energy, our bodies are made from material energy, and the material energy can't go deep enough to satisfy the soul. So what a transcendentalist or a spiritualist understands is that we need spiritual food. And there's a really good analogy coming from the Vedas about a bird in a golden cage. Once there was a queen, a very, very wealthy queen, and she had a beautiful bird in a beautiful gold gem encrusted cage, and she loved this cage so much, it was really beautiful, that she wouldn't even let her maids or servants polish the cage. She did it every day herself. She'd go there, she'd polish the cage, and the cage was always looking shining and beautiful. But one day she went to the cage to polish it, and the little bird was shriveled up on the floor of the cage, very, very miserable. It was a starving little bird. And she realized that she'd forgotten to feed the bird inside. She was too concerned about the cage. And that's how we are. We're looking after this body, this cage. We're polishing it and we're keeping it beautiful, but we're forgetting about the bird inside, and that's you, the living entity. You, the living entity, needs spiritual food in order to flourish, to be nourished, and to be happy. So this spiritual food we can find in transcendental sound. These yoga mantras are that spiritual food that the soul needs in order to get its nourishment and its happiness and satisfaction. So we're going to move back into a little bit of kirtan now, just to finish off. And we're going to do Om Hari Om this time, another nice simple mantra. So with mantra meditation, there's no real hard and fast rules. It's as long as you can apply these mantras somehow in your life. We've got many different videos and articles, and we have meditation workshops on a regular basis to teach you how you can apply these mantras in your life. Kirtan is only one way to do this. So I'll put some links up on this video so you can go into some other videos and learn a bit more about mantra meditation. But it's a wonderful nourishment for the soul. So just the only rule, if you could call it a rule, is to try to keep your mind on the sound. It's an effortless, gentle encouragement of the mind. We're not trying to force the mind. We're just trying to encourage it onto the sound. So it should feel like an effortless encouragement. We're actually associating with this sound like we would a friend. We're associating with it. So just let it enter your minds, welcome it into your heart, and let it nourish you, the soul. Your turn now. Namaste.